Okay, good evening, everyone. Welcome, benvenuti, bienvenue, bienvenidos. We are live on YouTube and we are here on Zoom. If you want to listen to translations in Italian, French, or Spanish, the translations are available here in the Zoom. And on YouTube, you can listen and you can follow us in English. Just one more minute and then we can start. Okay, so officially welcome everyone. I'm really happy to be here with you this night with this special event that we call Mediterranean Sparkchagers, because we will listen to many people who are sparking change in the Mediterranean. My name is Ana Clara. I will be your host today as we listen to some inspiring stories, some real life experiences, always youth-led initiatives, no? That are building peace across the Mediterranean area. This webinar, it's part of the Mediterranean project that is co-funded by the European Union. And it's one of many activities happening this week for the United World Week 2025, a global celebration of initiatives that are shaping a more united and peaceful world. So welcome that is following us here. We are really happy to have you tonight. So why are we here tonight together, no? Because the Mediterranean, it's more than just a sea, no? Or maybe it's not a sea that separates continents, as some people might think. The Mediterranean region, it's a meeting point of cultures, of traditions, of history, and above all, of people. And today we are here to listen to some amazing work that is being done in this region from different initiatives, such as the ship Bellispo, the Youth Council of the Mediterranean, Centro La Pira, Dance Lab, Living Peace, and many others. All these experiences that you will listen today are part of a bigger version, a big idea that is the Mediterranean project. The Mediterranean project, it's a project that was created to support educators and organizations working with young people, especially those in migration situations, with migration experiences, helping these young people to develop their skills in dialogue, in interculturality, in conflict mediation, in peace building. Through trainings, exchanges, and creative methods, the project is building a shared space for education, inclusion, and peace. So really, thank you for being here tonight. Whether you're joining from Europe, from Africa, from the Middle East, or anywhere else in the world, let's open our minds and our hearts to get inspired by these Sparkchagers. Okay, I think we can start calling our first experience. We are going to start having the opportunity to hear from Candela, a young person that is currently aboard the ship Bellispo. She is somewhere between Malta and Greece right now, but she sent us a video before departing. This journey of the ship Bellispo started in March this year and will continue until October, with young people from different faiths and backgrounds coming together to sail across the Mediterranean. Bellispo, it's not just a ship, it's a symbol of hope, of dialogue and peace. Over the next 8 months, participants will engage in educational seasons, contribute to a think tank, and create a network of friendship and mutual support. Candela, the one who sent us the video, is one of the 200 young people who are part of this incredible project, working to foster understanding and collaboration across the Mediterranean. Let's hear about this inspiring journey with Candela and the amazing work that it's being done in the ship Bellispo.
Ciao a tutti, sono Candela e vi saluto da Malta, sono sulla Bellispo. Siamo in partenza per 10 giorni nel Mediterraneo, andremo verso la Grecia e siamo una ventina di persone, veniamo da tutte le parti del Mediterraneo e quindi adesso vi faccio vedere un po' le persone così le conoscete.
Hello, Rami from Palestine.
Okay.
I'm Makaris from Egypt.
From Lebanon and France, Thomas.
Roy from Lebanon.
Nisri from Morocco.
Phoebe from Egypt.
Yusuf from Tunisia.
Anna from Georgia. Antonella from Romania.
Yusuf from Palestine.
Brilliant from Paris.
Nisri from Morocco, I already said it.
Vildana from Bosnia and Herzegovina.
Gabriel from Marseille.
E quindi questa è la nostra barca e vi salutiamo e vi racconteremo un po' di quando avremo fatto i gruppi che ogni giorno ci incontriamo per riflettere sui temi del Mediterraneo, su come risolvere le sfide, su come creare pace e fraternità. E cercheremo di fare questo e di creare fra di noi questa comunità, sperando che possa essere anche una cosa da trasmettere per creare reti di pace, di amore, di fratellanza. E lì in quella barca vedete che stanno partendo le persone che hanno organizzato e ci hanno accompagnato durante il tempo a Malta. E c'è padre Alexis di Marsiglia che è l'organizzatore di tutto questo e ci hanno ricevuto per 2 o 3 giorni che qui abbiamo fatto la conferenza sulle donne nel Mediterraneo e questo. Ciao!
Yeah, it's really nice to see, actually the ship, to see the people, in the ship. And right now I will call Berta. She was in the same ship some weeks ago. She already did her experience in the Bellispo, and she will tell us a little bit of how was it for her. So please, Berta, welcome. Tell us a little bit about your experience.
Yes, so I'm sorry for my voice. It's not working today. So I too took part in this project with 20 other young people. It wasn't just a trip; it was a journey into each other's lives, minds, and cultures. Living on a boat with so many different people, it was very beautiful. But of course, it wasn't always easy. Every day we had to share responsibilities, cooking, serving meals, cleaning, washing dishes. We also learned how to sail, which was pretty wild at first. I wish I could say that it eventually became second nature, but in truth, it was harder than expected. We quickly learn how much teamwork it takes to move forward. We explored 8 big topics together, like culture, education, the role of women, religion, the environment, migration, Christian traditions, and of course, peace. These weren't theoretical discussions, they were deeply personal. We shared our perspectives, and sometimes we clashed. Some discussions got heated. There were moments of frustration. Some conversations even turned into real arguments. But here's the truth: on a boat, you can't just walk away. You can't go home and sleep it off. You live together, you eat together, you sail together. You are literally in the same boat. And that changes everything. It makes it impossible to stay angry for long. We had to talk it out, we had to listen, and sometimes we had to admit that we were wrong. That for me was the most powerful part of the experience. I realized that most conflicts between people or nations don't come from hatred, they come from ignorance, from stereotype, from misinformation. And just like we had the chance to truly get to know each other on the boat, the world can do the same. If we could overcome years of misunderstanding in just 2 weeks, imagine what could be possible if people were truly willing to listen. What touched me most was that despite all our differences, we had so much in common. We laughed a lot, we danced, we got seasick together. We also fasted together since it was both Lent and Ramadan. We created art, read books, got silly, prayed in so many different languages at the same time, discovered religions like Christianity, Islam, Hinduism, and Judaism, slept under the open sky, and shared quiet, sacred moments. And through all of that, I realized that peace isn't something far off or unreachable. It's deeply human. It's messy and it takes work, but it's possible. I came back changed, not because I think we've solved all of the problems, but because I now believe that peace isn't a dream, it's a choice that starts with truly seeing and listening to the other. And if 20 strangers could do that together on a boat in the middle of the sea, then there is hope for the rest of the world too. So this is basically what my perspective on the boat was. So thank you for allowing me to share it.
Thank you, Bertha. Thank you. We can see from your words that it was really a strong experience, and seeing Candela from the boat and now hearing from you who already left the boat,
Yes.
we can see how this is life-changing. Thank you.
Thank you.
Now we will go from Lebanon with Berta to Spain with Pilar. We are going to listen from her because she is part of the Council Youth of the Mediterranean. So Pilar, welcome. Can you tell us a little bit, what is the Mediterranean Youth Council? How did it begin? What does it focus on? What is it objectives, goals? Tell us a little bit about it. Welcome. Wait, I will call Pilar. I think we need to make Pilar co-host so she can open her mic. If our technician can do that, please. It's Pilar Shannon. Just 1 minute, Pilar, and we'll have you. Okay, you can unmute yourself now, Pilar.
Okay, I'm here. Hola, hello everyone. Thank you for having the council here. Thanks to everyone listening, and yeah, thank you for for all your stories as well. It's really great to be here. So, Ana Clara, to answer your question, what's the Mediterranean Youth Council? So, we were established as an initiative of the Italian Episcopal Conference, following some meetings of the Mediterranean bishops that were held in Italy. And in 2022, in the gatherings, the bishops recognized that there was a need to prioritize the involvement of young people in the life of the Mediterranean region. So one of the outcomes of these discussions was the proposal that came from the Italian Church to create a council specifically for the youth. So the Mediterranean Council was born, and it's rooted in a vision of coexistence and fraternity amongst the peoples of the Mediterranean. So very cool. We pursue three main objectives. So on one hand, nurturing the spiritual dimension, and on another hand, fostering the love for the church, and also strengthening the pastoral action in response to the challenges that we can face nowadays, no? So the root of this project is in Florence, which is deeply connected to Professor Giorgio Lapira. If you don't know him, check him out. And he dreamed of the Mediterranean as a space of dialogue, fraternal coexistence, and also peace. It is from Florence, this place of natural crossroads of cultures and a symbol of encounter and dialogue, that the Italian Church brings this proposal of creating a youth council. And so we envision a shared future where people of the region can live together in harmony, united by a spirit of fraternity, as Berta was mentioning. And our main goal is to create this space with some projects that we're doing and we will do, where young Catholics from diverse communities can come together to share our experiences and testimonies, and to live out like this sense of community, foster mutual understanding, dialogue, and fraternity. And through this richness of our cultures, we will be united, no, by one heart, in this case, the heart of Christ. So that's what I can share about us.
Thank you. Thank you. It seems like a really nice initiative. And can you tell us a little bit what are the concrete initiatives that you are carrying to promote fraternity, as you explained to us, as it is one of the goals of your project? And you can take your time, you don't need to rush. You can speak a little slower.
Okay, slower.
So our translators can have time, okay?
Okay, thank you. Sorry about that. Yeah, so some concrete initiatives that we carry out are, for example, a yearly meeting in person. We meet in Florence, and that way we can foster this dialogue, this fraternity, and also this sense of community in the Mediterranean, because there's no better way of doing it than being together in person. Another thing we do is we're participating in the international interfaith camp organized by Opera Lapira, where we help out with the hopes to start our own interreligious camp in the future. So we're currently learning how to do this. That's an important process. We also organize prayers for peace every month in many countries in the Mediterranean, and we hope that it'll spread to different communities and different churches in the future. And we're very active on social media, where we try to spread the gospel of the Lord, where we spread different things about the Mediterranean, and hopefully in the future we will also share some testimonies. At the same time, we have an initiative for the future related to art, but it's not done yet, so I don't want to discuss it. But it's something very exciting, and I look forward to sharing it with you maybe some other time. And also we have some like twinning between different cities of the Mediterranean and their churches. So we're very active.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you. You mentioned also your presence on social media, and since you are young people from different Mediterranean countries, is there a way that those who are listening to us can connect with you, can connect with your local activities?
Yeah, for sure. So at the moment, the best way to communicate with us is to follow us on Instagram. It's very easy. It's at Mediterranean Youth Council. I think that's the best place to find out about the different activities that we do, to be inspired by the mentality of this brotherhood, this fraternity of the Mediterranean. You can also participate in the prayers for peace every month, which we do with a long prayer that was actually created by all the members of the council. Each member proposed a petition, and they all came together to create a beautiful prayer for peace that we can do with our friends, our families, our church communities, in pilgrimages. It depends. And then we share what we have done, where we have been, so that our brothers and sisters can see that they are not alone and that we're praying for each other. And then when we implement the other projects, we will share them with you. So if you follow us on Instagram, you can contact us directly once you see these initiatives start growing and we start implementing them. Yeah, and then at the same time, we will create a space so that young people can share what they do in their countries. And that way we can create a common sense of community between all the people, all the young people of the Mediterranean, but still a work in progress. So yeah, we look forward to having you there. Of course, if you follow us there, it's the best way. You can just send us a message. Hey, we're doing this. Can you share this? Oh, I would like to participate. Like, please let me know when you're doing something. And we also have a website, Consiglio Giovani Mediterraneo, so feel free to check it out. And yeah, that's it. Thank you so much for listening.
Thank you. Thank you, Pilar. So all of you who are in the other side listening to us and willing to engage with more peace initiatives in the Mediterranean, you can contact and be part of the Youth Council of the Mediterranean. Now we are going from Spain to someone from Palestine, but currently living in Italy. I welcome Majdi. He's originally from a small village in the Palestine, and now he lives in Italy. Majdi is a physical educator and football coach who believes in the power of sports and education to build peace. And today he will share with us a project that he's engaged. Majdi, welcome. If you can maybe be closer to the microphone, we cannot hear you very well.
Hey, can you hear me better now?
Now it's perfect. Thank you.
Amazing. I was saying that it's very good to be here, and I'm glad to share some of things we've done in the past and we're doing now to, let's say, to spread peace around the world. Okay, my name is Majdi, as Ana Clara said. I was born in Palestine in a small village called Zababde. I studied sports sciences, and worked as a football coach and a physical educator. I studied at a university called Arab American University. Also, I finished my high school in human sciences, the Latin Patriarchate schools. Anyway, then in 2020, after COVID, I lived in a unique town with a fewer than 50 inhabitants, all coming from regions affected by war or post-conflict situations. Our main living there is to practice the ability to see the human behind the image of the enemy that has been constructed from in our minds, memories, how through daily encounters, dialogue. And at the same time, I earned a master's degree in human conflict management and humanitarian action in Siena. And my thesis is focused on the use of sports as a diplomacy to build a more just world. After finishing my studies, I returned home and started a project that helped reduce inter-community conflicts. It involved 14 coaches and 120 children from various areas in the area, in Jenin and Palestine, both boys and girls. Just going back to, during my stay in Rondon, I made a decision to embrace Christianity. I was born Christian, although I was born Christian. It took me time to fully embrace it. One of the main struggles was that commandment to will the good of the enemy. In other words, to love them. And at Rondony, the coexistence of Russians, Ukrainians, Armenians, Azerbaijanis, and other places in conflict, also Palestinians and Israelis, helped me a lot doing that, practice that tough commandment. This experience awakened in me a gift I already had, which was the ability to make decisions and choose not the situation. It helped me also understand that the truth, goodness, and of life is stronger than any machine gun. I now study philosophy and theology at Sofia University here in Lopiano in Florence. And I'm writing a thesis on good educational practices that promote universal fraternity and peace. And this is a response actually to Pope Francis's appeal in his letter, Human Fraternity of 2019. Human Fraternity 2019. An invite for you. It's 7 pages. Please write it if you have time to read it. It's a good message that he wrote with the co-authored with Imam Ahmad al-Tayyib of Al-Azhar, which urges educators to use education as a mean to achieve peace in the world.
Wow.
That's it. An introduction.
Yeah, thank you for sharing with us your journey. So from Palestine to Italy, different cities in Italy, Siena, Rondine, now Lopiano.
I was back home
You
2
were
days ago also.
home. Yes, I saw your pictures some days ago back in Palestine. So thank you. But right now you are back in Italy, and I know that
Yes.
you're carrying out an interesting project in high schools that help young people to go beyond stereotypes, to go beyond conflict. Can you tell us a little bit about this project?
Yes. It's amazing project that is very dear, close to my heart also, that makes me want to share about it, which is called Crescendo, which is growing, to grow together. It was launched by the Giorgio La Pira International Center in Florence, which hosts students from all over the world. It helps them realize their potential by offering housing, Italian language courses, and welcoming environment that allows them to use their skills and talents to build a united world enriched by all differences. This is Centro La Pira, the center. The project Crescendo was established 7 years ago to create a communication channel between international students at La Pira Center, who serves as trainers, and Italian high school students. Okay, with Italian high school students and with the students, international students. The goal is that through meeting one another when we go to schools, prejudices and fears, which usually stem from not knowing the other, can be overcome. This year we engaged in dialogue with the students on topics such as universal citizenship, migration, and conflict. Okay, what we do in the class, just to be. After the meetings in the schools with the participating classes, we have this year 310 students. The students come to visit La Pira Center and later create works based on the topics discussed, which will be showcased on May 19th in a final event involving all schools. Okay, I will speak about my specific session because it's 2 hours session. We meet them. We meet them 3 times in in 2 we go. Our specific session with each class lasts 2 hours. Okay, we try to answer one question, 2 hours, which is this: why is it worth choosing the path of peace rather than the war? Seems like a simple question, but nations, people continue to choose the opposite. So, what approach do we use to help students find the courage to choose peace, which is often difficult and painful? The first step is to begin again from the narration of the history, including the most recent knowledge about our human common origins and the common origin of the cosmos, the universe. Okay. And then I also tell the story of my homeland, which has seen the passage of many peoples, nations, empires, and ultimately in the last 100 years, the emergence of new nation states, which are products of agreements following wars that resulted in the death of millions in Europe here. So, why is it worth teaching the path of peace, which is dialogue? Because the alternative is death of the humanity. It's a simple, let's say, path to take just let's say mentally. So we try also in the class okay. And what is the path of peace? Let's say it is the path of witnessing that it's possible, as Pilar and Berta did before. Those witnesses are very important. And choosing peace when you are safe, it's important. And unhurt may seem easier also. But when I meet students, I bring them real life experiences from my homeland, testimonies of people who work for peace and refuse to dehumanize the political opponent or so-called enemy. Palestinians and Israelis who choose dialogue instead of war. Voices that usually don't reach the screens of our phones. I bring those voices to the classroom. I'm bringing them also now in this room, Zoom room. Okay, I also share my personal choice to be a peacemaker, even though 2 of my students were killed by the Israeli army in the last 5 years, not because their lives don't matter, but because their lives and everything they were should not be a reason for more deaths, but a memory that brings life to every person and child I meet. Okay. And because dialogue is a skill, we need to practice it. Okay. We need to practice dialogue. So in class, we also use sports and theater together with my colleague, Mariam from Egypt, to help students understand with their minds and hands also, why is it not just more ethical or moral to choose peace, this is important, but also more intelligent, smarter, and brings more joy, more joyful, and it's more meaningful to be an instrument of peace rather a war machine. This is the last thing I would like to share is about forgiveness, because forgiveness is an integral part of peace or reconciliation, the other word of forgiveness, both on a personal and a broader social level, because it addresses the wounds and divisions that lead to wars. That's why I have no reservations sharing my faith in a good God who lives among us and walks with us on our weary journey toward true freedom and life. A God who is the source of my ability to forgive, a God with a face and a name that I can see in every human being and in every part of the creation. And
thank you.
That's it.
Wow. Thank you, Majdi. Listening from you now makes me think also all the challenges that this region faces, all the conflicts, but to be certain that the way of dialogue is the way to peace. So thank you for what you're doing in Italy. Thank you for what you're doing in Palestine. And I'm sure that such initiatives like this can also be done in other countries around the Mediterranean region. Thank you very much. Now we are calling another 2 young people. They come from different countries. So Tofi from Egypt and Mark from Lebanon. But they are both working to build peace in their communities. So Tofi, please introduce yourself, and you will introduce also a video to us. Welcome.
Thank you, Anna. So, hi everyone, this is Tufi. Greetings from Cairo in Egypt. So, for the past few years, with a wonderful group of young people, we have been working alongside Sudanese refugees here in Cairo. And to know that there are more or less 1 million Sudanese refugees living here in Egypt. And unlike other countries, there aren't refugee camps. They They live right in the city, supporting themselves, sometimes through informal jobs. So, and many have been here for 10 years or even more. So in the last years, we have organized some activities for the Sudanese refugee children, from trips to the zoo, swimming pool, to more beautiful places around Cairo. Lastly, our last Jump Fest in September, around 50 young people from Sudan and Eritrea joined us, trying to live the unity together. And today, I'm really excited to share with you a short video from an activity we did last November with an artist from Cairo. We came up with an idea of doing something artistic, which is painting a mural or a wall uh, between their school and the church. So throughout the months, young Egyptians and Sudanese came together. Sometimes up to 40 of us were there trying to to live the peace together. So I don't want to talk too much. I will leave you watching the video. I hope you enjoyed. Thank you.
Thank you, Tafi. Let's watch the video. Nice. Such a nice video seeing you together, no? From Egypt, from South Sudan, from Eritrea. And now I'm calling Mark, who will also share his experience, but then in Lebanon. Welcome, Mark.
Hello, everyone. Thank you for having me here today. I want to start by sharing a personal belief that guided me through this experience. From a young age, I rejected the common Lebanese belief that diversity and coexistence were a curse. I believed that Lebanon's strength came from their cultural and religious diversity. This belief led me to build a political party aimed at challenging the status quo. But after witnessing the escalation tension in the south, I began to question whether Lebanon coexistence was truly sustainable. When the full war broke out, my initial reaction was disgust, to be honest, not compassion. I believed like the destruction was a result of poor decision and felt that the consequences were self-inflicted.
Mark,
But
I'm sorry, I need to stop you. You can speak a little bit slower, please. Otherwise, the translation cannot keep up with you.
oh, sorry, my bad.
Yeah, okay.
But as the war continued, I saw the human cost, the suffering of the displaced, and the devastation of the families. Like slowly, my anger gave way to a more complex understanding. I realized that the war exposed deeper division within Lebanon and began to question my previous belief about coexistence. When I learned that the Center Mariupol had opened a door, I immediately felt compelled to help. I rushed to assess the situation and determine how I can contribute with my time. Like I first started small, like visiting each day for a few hours to see what the youth need, or whether they needed clothes, entertainment, or simply a listening ear. Like you know, uh, boredom is like the biggest enemy, especially during wars and bad situation. Uh, so I began building connection with displaced, learning more about their experience, what their lives were before, their memories, and I slowly like gained their trust and began to understand like really the deeper personal losses they had endured. Like it wasn't very easy for them, and like my roles started initially like very small, just like going there, helping them, and doing small stuff, but like it evolved into something much deeper. Like I found myself offering not just material support, but very emotional and deeper. I thought I began to understand the profound impact that trauma has on individual, particularly like those who lost everything. What changed in me was a growing sense of empathy and a rethinking of what truly mattered in life. It wasn't just about providing aid, but about restoring dignity and hope. Like this experience helped me realize how connected we all are and how the power of human connection and kindness can heal even the deepest one. That's basically my full experience during the war in Lebanon, like 4 5 months ago.
Yeah. Thank you, Mark. That's
Thank
very
you.
strong. Really, thank you. Our hearts are with you. Um, yeah, what we can hear and what we can feel from you, from your experience, it's that war situations are really, really strong, and being there for these people, sharing, being together, being present. No, it's one of the best things it can be done. So thank you very much for your experience and for what you are doing in Lebanon. Thank you.
Thank you for having me here.
We are now going back to Italy. We are going to listen Sokna, a young woman involved in the Dance Lab Harmonia Cultural Association. Dance Lab uses dance, art, and movement to promote a culture of peace and human connections across the Mediterranean. Please welcome Sokna, and can you tell us that we know that Dance Lab Harmonia aims to promote and build culture of peace through art. Can you tell us a little bit more about what this means and how do you do that?
Yes, of course. Welcome, everyone. Thank you for having me. I'm sorry if you hear noises, but I'm in my dance school right now, so you hear some music in the background. Well, project is about living for a greater ideal, and which is build a more equal, sympathetic, and united world. So this is the educative challenge that our school has set for art, because that's not just an artistic discipline, but also a powerful pedagogical tool. So the expression of the school is brought forward by the Cultural Association Dance Lab Harmonia, which aims to foster and to build through art a solid peace culture. So the association came together with a memorandum of understanding with the region Tuscany and other municipalities. And in 2007, the International High Specialization Dance Campus debuted as one of our projects, which in several editions saw us beyond Italy, protagonists also in other European cities, such as Manila in the Philippines, and now yearly in the Middle East, primarily in Bethlehem and Jerusalem. the expressiveness of the movement in a framework as we can think of the Palestinian one, so lacking of freedom, serenity, and identities, becomes a glimmer of hope along the path of building both identity and future. It is a new creative form of evangelization, finalized to build, we can say, self-identity toward the goal of harmony. So throughout the experience of the campus, both in Italy and Middle East, the moment in which people meet becomes pivotal one, because it allows us to experience the deep universal brotherhood, where the basis for growth lays in the discovery of each other's sorrows. So the campus allowed us to experience art as an educative tool, even where any hope had seemed to be lost. So the project develops through three different paths. We have the international campus of high specialization in dance, which addresses the youth of different nations, especially the ones with ongoing conflicts. And it aims to allow expression on the same stage of artistic movements coming from different artistic backgrounds, highlighting the thesis that art is a means to find mutual elements of brotherhood. Moreover, we have deductive activities in schools, where the aim is to create within the youth a new sensibility on themes of peace, fostering dialogue and meetings with behaviors oriented to the construction of positive, harmonious, and collaborative, comprehensive relationships. Moreover, we have the Marcia per la Pace, which is a parade which is organized with intercultural and interreligious civil society, schools, and regional and local association. We operate in Tuscany, which is where we'll and during the pandemic, the Marcia became a virtual one, expanding the horizons and is involving with schools around the world through videos revolving around the theme of peace, which each school sends as a contribution to the Marcia. It is quite hard to translate the numbers of those involved in this project on a national and international scale, because we received so many videos and appreciation from all over the world, and we are really grateful for that. And finally, we have the Bethlehem campus, which is held every year in the John Paul II Foundation in Bethlehem, which sees the participation of over 100 kids and youth of different regions, and in collaboration with the association Children Without Borders, which has its headquarters in Bethlehem. So through kids' eyes and those who participated, we saw the sufferings and tried to understand the sorrow of these people. So basically, the campus is meant to celebrate the meet and the encounter, because only when we meet and get to know the other, we can create a more united world.
Thank you. Thank you, Sapna.
Thank you.
It's so nice to see how dance and art can be, such a powerful tool also to build peace, to create connections among people. And I've seen the work of Dance Lab Harmonia before, and it's really amazing. And it's really nice that now you are in Italy, but you also have campus.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. Now I'm happy to call our last exhibit that comes from Spain. It's Raquel and Mus. They are our youngest 15 years old peace ambassadors, students from Instituto Secundario Álvarez Cubero Priego from Cordoba in Spain. They are part of the International Living Peace Network, which only in Spain hits more than 20,000 students. So Raquel, Mus, welcome. Can you tell us a little bit more about the initiatives that you are carrying out to build peace and solidarity in your country? I don't know if it's Raquel or Mus who will start. Yeah, we see you. Can you open your microphones, or maybe we need to make you co-host? Raquel, can you open your microphone? We cannot hear you, Raquel. Okay, try.
No, ik heb die item.
Okay, Moose, we can hear you, but Raquel?
You can hear us?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
So can you tell us a little bit how the initiative you're carrying out to build peace in your country? How is it?
Hello, good afternoon. We are Raquel and Mus from Spain, and we are happy to tell you about some of our initiatives to build peace that we carry out at the school.
Okay, we see your slide. You can continue. We cannot hear you, Raquel, unfortunately. Maybe Moose, you can continue.
Okay, I will continue. What Raquel's supposed to say, I will say it.
Yes.
To visit our elders in the nursing home and bring them soaps, postcards, and talking to them for a while. And to write positive messages with good wishes and hand them out to our classmates, then leave the institute and hand them out to people on the street. It is very touching to see people's faces when they read a nice message or receive a hug or a smile. To celebrate the Day of Peace and Non-Violence with various activities, such as transforming a war work into something that builds peace, or peace messages on glasses that allow us to see life differently, or linking hands to build a dove of peace. To write letters to each other and share the things we do with students from other schools, deliver messages full of love inside hearts, and recognize the work of people who take care of the environment and the heritage of our land in times of conflict or war. To train ourselves in meditation, to organize solidarity markets, and to recognize important people in our lives, showing our gratitude. In addition, to take care of our environment, starting with our organic school garden. Our project, Simbareras All In, where we fight for real in conclusion, and where once a week we put our students in the shoes of people with motor, hearing, and visual disabilities. We could talk about living peace initiatives in Spain, peace initiatives, ecological solidarity with the elderly affected by the Dana. Messages to the Holy Land, Ukraine, represent living peace at national and international level. And it is worth mentioning the inauguration of the third giant peace dice in Spain, in Bolea, Huesca.
Thank you. Thank you, Moose. So we know that you also participated in the Congress titled Solidarity in Action, Builders of Peace, who brought together more than 180 participants from 34 countries around the world, committed to building peace in their communities. Can you tell us a little bit how it was, the Congress?
Yes, without a doubt, participating in the Living Peace Youth Peace Ambassadors Congress in Porto has meant a great learning experience for us. It has meant a before and after in our lives. First of all, on Thursday, we could not fly as one of us needed special assistance because she was in a wheelchair. And due to lack of information at check-in, we were told that she could not fly. Out of love for her and solidarity, we decided not to fly any of us. This action made us learn and reflect a lot about peace, justice, solidarity. It was an example that points out that the world is not accessible to all. There are still many injustices, and for this reason, we must do everything in our power to achieve a world by and for all. This is why we are committed to do our bit. This was incredible, exciting, and hopeful to see the involvement of all the people at the airport who wanted to help us to fly the next day. And so it was, thanks to the collaboration of many people, we were able to fly on Friday. It was also comforting to know that in living peace, many people were involved with our cause and remembered us, praying that we would be able to fly. We are very grateful for their solidarity and love.
Thank you. Maybe Raquel wants to try to say something. Let's see if your microphone works. You know, unfortunately, we don't hear you. But I think Moose transmitted your message very well. Raquel was also part of the same group with Moose and Anna and Gloria that we can see in the camera. So thank you very much for sharing your experience. Now we're heading to the end of our webinar. Thank you for those who are following us. I want to take these few minutes that we still have to present to you the Milonga project. All these experiences that you listen today, you can also live these experiences through the Milonga project. So the Milonga project, it's an international youth volunteering program aimed to build bonds of fraternity around the world. Young people aged from 18 to 35 years old who wish to dedicate a period of their lives, a month, some months, a year, can serve in one of the 30 partner organizations. If you are a young person from 18 to 35 years old and you would like to participate on the Milonga project, you can access the website milongaproject.org, and there you can find the available destinations in Africa, Americas, and Europe. You can see on the screen, this is the website. And if you go in this upper bottom, subscribe, you will register. And from the moment you register, a coordinator will accompany you through each phase of the journey. You can go back to the last slide. Yes, thank you. Volunteering is, of course, a way to help others, but above all, it helps know each other of us. What we receive, it's much more of what we give. I've lived this experience of volunteering. All the volunteers that do Milonga project also share this same experience. But in addition to the individual volunteer experience, Milonga also offers shorter group volunteer experiences. So this year, 2025, if you still want to do a Milonga experience this year, there will be the Milonga Fest in Brazil in July, a program that it's building on the experience of GenFest. So GenFest was last year in Brazil, and this year there is Milonga Fest. Young participants will have the opportunity to work with one of the 8 partners organizations supporting people with disabilities and migrants, engaging in social and cultural activities, after-school programs, and youth animation in different cities of Brazil: Rio de Janeiro, São Paulo, Recife, Florianópolis, Belém, and many others. A new feature of this edition is a special exchange program for young leaders already involved in social projects. At the end of the journey, at the end of the month of July, the participants can attend to the Youth School of Economy of Communion, which will encourage the sharing of experiences on sustainability, social impact, and youth entrepreneurship. This is one experience of Milonga project that we will still have open vacancy for this year. Another one, it's in Italy, in Prato, Synchrony Milonga campus that will happen in September 10 to September 13. Young people can experience various different forms of local volunteering. If you are not available this year, we have destinations for 2026. So next year, we are offering some short-term group volunteer from 2 weeks to 1 month. And these are some of the locations. First, we have Argentina. I'm sorry. Project Dragones in Chaco Salteño, a rural area inhabited by Creoles and Huichi. These are two indigenous populations that face discrimination, marginalization, and high poverty levels. So the volunteers can work at their social center, can participate in the kitchen, and also in the community garden. This is one opportunity for next year, 2026. Another one is in Kenya. It's a Project Nairobi. The young people will be able to participate in activities in local center, visit local communities, cultural exchanges, and much more. Then we have another one in Brazil. It's the Amazon Project. I've done this volunteering already. I've done this experience. It's really, really amazing. It's in a region made of 72 islands, rich in biodiversity and cultural heritage. Volunteers will help building housing, creating local crafts, and living with local families. And then the last destination we have for next year, it's in Mexico, Project El Diamante. The program, it's from 1 to 3 months in an area facing challenges like migration and limited access to opportunities. Volunteers will organize educational workshops for children and teenagers, as well as playful and educational activities to promote values such as peace, respect, and care for the environment through games, art, storytelling, and sports. There will also be spaces for dialogue and cultural exchange. So if you are interested in any of these opportunities, it can be this year, it can be next year. You can start raising funds for your trip, doing local activities. If you want to know more, please enter to the website milongaproject.org. And that's it. Thank you so much for being here with us today on this amazing journey through the Mediterranean, where we listen to experiences of peace, of dialogue, but not leaving aside the challenges, the conflicts that we know that they are here, they are real, and they happen, but we work for peace, we work for dialogue. It was really, really inspiring listening to all of you. So thank you so much for all of those who shared. And as we close up this night, I want to encourage you to keep this spark of change from these Sparkchagers that we had tonight in your hearts, in your actions, taking the opportunity to do so during the United World Week, but also throughout the year in your communities, in your territories, and around the globe. Thank you so much for being here, and see you next time.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Anna Clara. Thank you, everyone, also.
Thank you.
That's all.
Thank you.
Thank you. Have a great weekend.
Have a great
Bye.
week. Bye.